So I hope you're all ready. Mao, take it away.
Pretty much ready, yeah. So right off the bat, I'll go back from the main menu to the intro and quickly show that one off, which has a nice Japanese disclaimer of the lines of "Don't do this in real life because dangerous." Yep, no. So the small things that you usually just skip, like the terms of service.
このゲームは fiction です. I can't read the rest of the stuff fast enough. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you said you're Japanese. You would be able to.
I'm actually not Japanese. I'm American, but I speak Japanese and can read it kind of. I just lived there for 6 years, you know.
Oh,
it happens.
Casually, just for 6 years.
6 years. Just 6 years.
But yeah, so too long didn't read. Might as well just talk about this during the intro. This is Densha the Climax stage, which was released in the year 2012 by Junushi, who we are still very much so in contact with in regards to translating the game, series, and also just overall talk. This is the third game in a 4-game series. The first game was Lightning Stage, which is pretty much oversaturated at this point in every single marathon. Then there's Burning Stage, which I personally am not running, but Yugachi over here in Discord is. So, by the way, I'm Lord Mouse. That was already clear from the text in the chat. And my co-commentator is Yugachi. So, totally forgot about that. But yeah, Burning Stage was the second one, then Climax Stage the third one. And after that is Rising Stage, which right now doesn't really have many glitches. So the run is like 1.5 hours. And I was like, no, let's not. Anyway, with the intro out of the way, we can get into starting the run. It will start once I just tell you that it starts. So at this point, I can already hold down acceleration. And are you ready for the timer?
I hope so.
Waiting. Ready for
no confirmation. Just
I'm ready on time anytime.
All right,
let's go.
3, 2, 1, go. All right,
Good
so
luck.
first stage. Don't be overtaken. I'll just hand off the commentary to Yugachi for this.
So yeah, the first race is Takumi Fujiwara versus Wataru Akiyama. And Takumi is driving a 2000 series, and you see at the beginning what he's doing. If you're derailing in multi-track drifting and spamming the brake, the emergency brake and normal brake button, you gain speed for some odd reason. So you won't be derailing at all, and you gain a lot of speed. And we can abuse this technique at the beginning of the stage to get really far ahead of him. And if we reach a certain amount of distance to him, we automatically win. So this stage is very, very short. So there's actually nothing much we can talk about the stories because the stage is so short. What he's basically doing all the time is a rear wheel drifting. And yeah, he already won. So with the rear wheel drifting, he gets way more stability, so he's not derailing. Normally this stage would be way, way longer, but with this it's like a minute or two because of the glitches. So the second race that is coming up is Wataru Akiyama versus Keisuke Takahashi. And Wataru is driving a 2800 series train and Keisuke the 8200 train. And obviously the objective of this game is always win against your opponent, and we're abusing this again.
Okay.
To use the gas brake glitch. And
which I used, if I'm just taking over here real quick. So you see I only have one card now. This is intentional. And my other cards are like somewhere back there. I can't go back to them anymore. The reason why I do this is so my opponent gets stuck somewhat in my cards. And he's further back. This will be beneficial at the end of this race. And I will talk more about this once this race is over, as I'll show you then. Also, I'm not supposed to let go of this rear wheel drift, which will give me a boost after corners if I switch back from it. Up until this voice line that's coming up. Because otherwise I'm too fast and the trick won't work. So yeah, what Yugachi already mentioned is the gas brake glitch, which is basically... if you're sitting at around 120 kilometers an hour and you just hold acceleration while smashing the brakes, you immediately get up to 160 or like the max speed.
Yeah, you're locked at 160 kilometers per hour.
Yeah. And what I'm doing right now is you see it's like slowly going down. Also kickflip. It's slowly going down. So what I'm doing is I keep on doing this rear wheel drift back and forth switching.
So you can see on the top, you see the number 1 is one of his cards. And if it's green, it's stable. And if it's blue, he's multi-track drifting or some kind of drifting with his card. And you see from number 2 to 8, they're dark red or rather transparent. Nice trick that you do there. There normally there would be trains as well, but since he lost them, they're gone. And normally, from the second game on, you can have happen that you derail some parts of the cards, and the other ones are still driving for some reason, or rather could multi-trick tricks as well. But why is the main reason you're derailing all of your cards in this stage? On purpose?
Well, the reason is so he slows down. Also, I keep getting messages about not getting game audio, so I'm trying to track that down right now.
Oh yeah, he can do other stuff while playing the game, because as you can see on the top left, he's not accelerating at all, and he still multi-tracks. And if you multi-track drift, there we go, it's a hard word.
Maybe this test fixed it?
There we go. Yeah, I'm hearing it.
All right, that's weird. I'm sorry for that.
So yeah, if you don't accelerate and you multi-track drift, your train is stable and you keep your speed, and that's why you don't have to do it. For example, there are some in other games where you don't have to do anything and you automatically win. This game is not broken at all. Chad is loving the Eurobeat.
Oh yeah, Eurobeat's good. So usually there's supposed to be a cutscene here that's playing, but since we went so fast, the cutscene did not play, and this is actually very beneficial to the any percent run, due to having glitched up my opponent in the beginning. What this game is doing, it has a clear flag on the specific races, but as you can see, the second race doesn't have a clear flag, which didn't unlock the third race, but the third race has a clear flag, which unlocks the fourth race. So we immediately skip the third race, just saving down another 10 minutes, because why not? It's...
I still don't know why it does this.
Yeah.
It just works. We don't ask why, but it just works.
There are some pretty interesting cutscenes in this game. One of these is our opponent right now, which you can already like start talking about if you want to, Yugachi.
あれも200戦 Oh, 200戦 No, 2000 Sorry, whatever. I can't read.
Keep going.
Am I skipping them too fast, I guess?
No. Go ahead. This is a speed.
Okay, the next race is Takumi versus Kai. And Takumi is always driving a 2000 series train, which equals to the
It's the
A86.
Hankyu
There we go.
2000. That's equal to the A86.
Yeah. And the Kai is driving a Junior 2000 GT, which has a gas turbine in it. And we obviously
not that good in this closed space.
Yes.
Yeah, these look like the trains I used to ride to work.
Oh yeah, these are all real trains that are available in Japan.
So basically, I'm just gonna skip this ad. This is being done like 3 times with them just restarting the countdown because it keeps getting more and more foggy due to his train. The cutscenes in this are like so good.
Definitely.
Audio left again? Got scared?
Seems like the audio is dead.
Again? Okay, we'll be able to fix this in a second.
Yeah, that's weird.
It was the 2000 train.
Yeah, the trains are so fast that even the audio can't pick it up.
You'll get your Eurobeat back in a second, chat. Viewers, everyone. Give me just 1 second, because otherwise I'll be derailing, and derailing is slow. I mean, with 45 minutes, I could just pause the game for like a minute and fix these issues, so it's not a problem. I think I know what's happening though. Like, good. The funny thing is in OBS, it still tells me that the audio is fine.
That's weird.
It's still pushing it through. Okay, so after this turn, I can just So we right-click.
Maybe the audio gamers are bad conductors.
Oh yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Sing some Eurobeat in the background. I don't know the lyrics to this, so it's like
Yeah, just sing your own Eurobeat.
Specific one. Stop
Running in the 90s. It's so casual, you know? He's speedrunning right now. He's like doing other stuff at the same time, but he's still going fast in his speed game. And yeah, he's going so fast that Kai is like, where's he going?
Multitask, multi-track drifting.
Yes.
He's multi-track drifting IRL. Gas, gas, gas. I'm gonna step on the gas.
Okay, let me check one thing.
We're gonna see the turbines turning on.
Okay. Here's a hot idea. Let's see. Audio. Disable this again. Apply. Put it back in. Apply. Might have to do this like 20 times. Is it back?
I'm hearing it now.
Alright. Weird. Ooh, video games. Tech difficulties. Oh yeah, I need to get back from this now.
So there's something very special about this stage. You will see in, I don't know, a few minutes. So what happens with this game? If you're going way too fast as the game thought you can go, multiple cutscenes will overlap. And we will see this happening in this stage at a certain point. And obviously they love this dramatic cutscenes all over the place. But yeah, what is a train doing with gas turbines and activating turbines? I mean, what the hell?
We had trains in Lightning Stage, or one train with a car engine. Are you still surprised about what is happening in this game series at this point?
I mean, I don't think that anyone will figure out what will happen next. This stage is special. I don't want to spoil it.
This stage is why I love running Climax stage.
Yeah.
I really hope the audio is not gonna like say goodbye to us again.
Whatever it was.
It's super weird that like the audio just vanishes at some point. It's like, oh,
like it did
that
now?
was my fair share of Eurobeat. Did it again?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell? What is that? Why is this happening? This is so weird.
I don't know.
Did it sound convincing?
Thank God I don't need to accelerate all the time.
It's a hard video game.
Hell yeah, it is. I mean, it isn't, but hell yeah.
So as we stated, and you probably figured it out already, this is actually a parody of Initial D. Of course, and
back for the next 2 minutes again.
The Densha DD manga series in Japan is actually quite popular, I think.
Okay, that's good. I'll just do this in the meantime. Maybe that's like actually part of causing this issue. So over here I need to switch back, otherwise I will derail and we will get a self-propelled impossibility. Did you talk about self-propelled already?
No, I haven't talked about the stages of the trains at all.
You did before with like green and blue.
I haven't seen anything else. Yeah, orange is a little bit unstable, red is really unstable. And if your first card, your main card, gets completely out of the track, you get a self-propelled impossibility, which means you automatically lose. And what's funny about this game as well is, if you somehow make it that your opponent is derailing and self-propel impossibility, you lose. I mean,
what?
Yeah. I don't know. You lose. You automatically lose for some reason. The game just
shout out to that station, by the way. So, some of these stations you can literally just like go through.
Yeah,
it's fine. Nobody was on those platforms though, so don't worry, guys. Nobody was harmed in this stunt.
Yeah. It's just all an illusion. But if you are doing this and your train is like splitting way too far apart, your front train is trying to go, or like the back of your train is going to be in front of you, and then you self-propel and you like fly like lightning speed to oblivion. This will also cause that you self-propel impossibility. So
yeah. Also,
yeah,
cutscenes.
Cutscenes.
Cutscenes kill audio.
Audio skill again?
Yeah.
Why? Online marathons, the bane of my existence. Audio.
Audio setups, no.
Is this happening?
Yeah, you see like multiple cutscenes overlapping right now because he's going too fast. What you can actually do in this tunnel, if you're going faster, that no cutscenes will play at all. But we thought it's funnier to show
Game
some
mate,
cutscenes.
it's funnier. Okay, this is important because there's like a good song coming up. Okay, so why we like Climax stage? Please enjoy. Make up your mind on whatever this is.
What?
Yeah, flying trains is a thing in this game.
なんだそれ飛んでる
That's why Japanese trains are never late.
It's true. I'm sorry, I've lied to all of you. It's true.
Alright. So this is actually a reference to the race in Initial D, because like this entire game is obviously a parody to Initial D. And in this race, Kai, our opponent, is jumping off a small like cliff to get ahead of Takumi, which we were supposed to take in that second part there, which we did obviously. But we also did it in the first part. From here on out, we won't be seeing any more of Kai. Kai is just gone. Crab. No, wait. Don't have a Eurobeat of that ready, sorry. But yeah, I did mod, or like replace an audio file of the song that's supposed to be playing here with a Eurobeat remix of Ozzy Osbourne's Crazy Train, which I think is very fitting.
Definitely.
Bad, the audio died and we're never going to get to hear it.
Is audio dead again?
Yes.
Oh no.
Why? See, it's just that Sony is already claiming the stream. What's it happening?
Yeah. Copyright striked. Sorry. Copyright
How about we
striked.
disable device timestamps for a second? Oh, I right-clicked again. I didn't want to right-click. Right-clicking is bad. Anyway, we can just let the train roll whilst I try to figure out more of these tech issues.
Yeah. Imagine you're playing this game and you're like, you've played the previous games as well, and you see like trains, multi-track drifting and stuff, and suddenly out of nowhere you see the opponent's train fly. Like, nani? What is happening?
Nandato.
And for a long time we didn't know how to actually fly as well. But then we randomly figured it out, and you actually have to fly, otherwise you can't win the stage.
Yeah.
And yeah, for now we just like go in a straight line and to the end of this, to the track to win. And as you can see on the top left, he's not accelerating anymore, so he's just doing nothing right now. Very difficult game to speedrun.
Can just quickly get back to max speed, it's fine. Okay, I'm still unsure as to why this is happening. I've checked everything like 10 times now. Online marathons, I bet if I were to modify this now, also gotta quickly get ready for video game again, otherwise I derail.
Yeah, what happens if you derail? You lose like literally all your speed. But normally, but you can somewhat exploit it with the gas brake glitch, as we called it, because you just hold acceleration and spam the brakes.
Yeah, but the thing is, this trick doesn't really work if you have more than, I think, 4 cards. Otherwise, it will drop you down to 80 once you derail, so even the gas brake glitch won't help you. Which is why, for the next stage, we use a bug that I will explain then. Why am I explaining this now whilst I'm not on the stage? This is like already taking the commentary from the future, applying it to the current present.
Yeah.
What?
We're a fast-living society, of course. You're multi-trick commentator.
What are you? What? Well, we were on the topic of self-propelled impossibilities.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
That's something.
What's the time look like? 17:53. No, I have a good estimate for this. We can do this again. Sadly, this game doesn't have any
Save
It's
states.
okay. We want to see
save.
flying trains again.
Okay, that's a fair point. Flying trains are very important.
Just in case everyone misses it.
Maybe audio won't die this time around.
I mean, we've got audio at the start, so that's nice.
So audio is working right now?
It is working right now.
Good. I'll just keep every single program open the way it is right now. That way it won't mess with anything. I hope. I don't know.
Yeah, we just wanted to show off the whole song now. Songs. That was the reason he died.
Yeah. Also talking on a banana because classic Kyoichi.
Yeah. I mean, my phone is also a banana. The funny thing about this year is you see that Kyoichi is having a puppet in his hand, and normally in the anime or in the manga that's an actual person, but for some reason in the Densha DD parody they made it a puppet for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we I think got sidetracked by that before after like the first stage. So as I was trying to say before, this entire game series is based off a manga series with the exact same name, and there is like how many chapters right now? I think 48 or 49 chapters.
Yeah, 48 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and this manga series is a parody. I already read. That pun was not intended. I promise. Yeah, that manga series is a parody on Initiative. I promise that pun was not intended, but it's a good one. Thanks for catching that.
Did we mention that it's a parody of Initiative?
I don't know, did we?
Like 10 times already.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah, but it's very famous for some reason in Japan. I don't know. Japanese people like train games. I don't know.
They like trains, period. Anything trains.
Yeah, and Densha DD is literally electric train. It translates as electric train, I think.
I think Densha itself was electric train if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Technically, the kanji would be electric and car.
Ah. We learned something.
Also, this can happen with like cutscenes overlapping, and now we're just like super slow on this.
Oh yeah, and this game is actually available for international people as well now, since we have been in contact with Yanushi, and he made the game publicly for the whole world, so you can just buy it via PayPal easily. Before that, you actually had to get a physical copy from Comic Cat every year.
Yeah, Comic Cat. You needed to be at the event.
And now there is a digital version of this for all 4 games now.
The PS2 one you showed me as well. Oh yeah, so basically since we already all commentary on this, we're reading chat.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions or something, go ahead.
Someone asked actually the question. I think Lightning Stage had a translation too. We worked on a Lightning Stage translation, and we mainly had the main 4 stages of Lightning Stage translated, but nothing else. So we are still working on it, but we are also working on a translated website. Well, we have a website created for this game. a fan website with the help of Yunushi, the creator of the game. That helped us out a lot. And yes, we are working on it, but to find a translator that has enough time to translate a whole game from Japanese to English is difficult. So we're struggling with finding translators.
There's 4 of these, yes, with a 5th in development that is supposed to be released at the end of this year.
Yes. It's called Shining Stage. The demo is already out, so if you go to Yunushi's Twitter, you can play the demo, but the demo is actually extremely broken and only has 1 stage. He'll do it for money, obviously, but it's a fan site and we don't want to spend money, so we need to find someone that wants to do it like casually in their free time. Yeah, the website is currently a mix of English translation and Japanese stuff, since Yunushi worked on all the Japanese articles he wrote about the trains and characters and stuff, and we worked on the English one. These are actually Dojin games, so that's the main reason why
they aren't on Steam.
Yeah, they can. That you can publish it on Steam or some other sites. It's not officially licensed. At least the games. I don't know about Densha DD, the manga though.
Also, this is what's actually supposed to be in the speedrun with just no voice lines, because we reached this point so fast that the trigger is like not there. So we can't hit that voice line trigger. It's just a 2-minute tunnel section with nothingness, except train noises or just Eurobeat. So enjoy Eurobeat, I guess, or ask questions.
So where I'm reading, Densha the D was originally created by the Dojin Circle Maru Q Dentetsu. So it was just a parody Dojin manga crossover between Densha the Go and Initial D.
Where'd you find that info just now? You couldn't find translated info about that?
It's not translated.
Well, yeah.
For anybody who's interested.
Let's go.
I hope audio is still not kill and working.
Sounds good.
Because Flying Trains 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Also, it seems that they shorten the name to Den-D when they talk about it in Japanese.
Interesting. I think we got a donation, is that correct? I saw the number going up. Oh, so close to reach $9,100. Come on, guys! We can break it. Let me get fluent in Japanese real quick so I can read the article. Yeah, it only takes 5 minutes to get fluent in a language, obviously. Dude, these flying trains are sick.
Yeah.
We did get a donation. Is this a good time to read it?
Sure.
Yeah.
The Seawolf 1 donated $20. Let me play with my Skelly Sprite. Good luck to all the remaining runners and staff. Thank you so much for the donation.
This time around, we won't be getting a self-propelled. Otherwise, it's just gonna be an invalid run and I'll load a save.
So, as you already seen, or if you guys seen the other games, for example, Lightning Stage, which is pretty popular in other marathons, stages aren't that long. In Lightning Stage, the stage is 5 minutes. But if you compare it or in Rising Stage, where one single stage can last 45 minutes, it is crazy. Because Yunushi actually made a 1x1 version of the real tracks. So he made a track that is 140 kilometers long. That's why it takes 45 minutes to beat the stage. That's just crazy.
The issue with that game, the issue with that game is that it has some triggers scattered around those tracks that you need to hit to be able to get the win. So even if you would be fast enough to get to the finish first, and it says finish for you, you still lose.
Yes.
Because you didn't hit specific triggers. It's horrible for speedrunners.
It's horrible. It's horrible, yes. And it's even more horrible if you don't know the triggers, because some Japanese people tried to explain what triggers you need to hit, but you can't really translate it, and you like need to figure it out on yourself. And you always, if you try something out, you have to play through 45 minutes of the stage.
Yes.
It's hard. And I really don't want to know what he's gonna do with Shining Stage. If like Rising Stage stages are 45 minutes and 1x1 with the lengths on real stages, how long is Shining Stage then? I just can't imagine.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
It's even worse if you don't know what kind of triggers you need to hit. You have to play it over and over and over and over and over again.
Well, I think Shining Stage will be easier to translate in regards to like file modification, because Shining Stage is developed in Unity, whereas all 4 previous games are in a custom engine that he wrote in C++. It's like called Selene. Also, you mentioning the 45-minute thing and not knowing how to do specific tricks just reminds me of when I initially did the race with Kona on Lightning Stage. Like, we did a blind race once I've gotten a hold of the game, and we just didn't know how to beat one specific part, and I at some point got it by accident. Oh, nice. Yeah, that works. We're good. Yes. Okay, we good on this stage now. But yeah, I got it on accident, and managed to just never do it again up until we asked Yunushi about how to do it. And he was like, oh yeah, you need to do an emergency brake, or like, you need to brake in this specific station. I'm just like, okay. He gave me the English station name, and I needed to go through every single station indicator at the top right, up until the station that it was, because I couldn't read Japanese. I still can't. So I was like, okay, pause the game. Is this it? No, it's not. Next one.
So it took them like two hours-ish to reproduce it.
Yeah.
For a 5-minute stage. And now imagine having a 45-minute stage and reproduce this.
Yes. Oh wait, I don't I need to restart again? We'll see. It's probably gonna crash. I did put it in the notes, but maybe we're good.
What is the main reason the game would crash now?
I'm 99% sure it's because we're skipping that one stage. I can't think of anything else. So let's see. Yep, crash.
Okay, the game crashes here because, as he said, if you skip a certain station, the game just crashes, and you just have to restart the game, and then the game is like clean again, the game files, and then you can just play it again.
Densha in a nutshell. Still better than when we played the first game. It was like constantly crashing. It's like, or it wasn't constantly crashing, and at a different marathon when we did a race, wasn't that ESA last year? Was. At some point my game just crashed. It's like, we never had that happen at that specific point before, but my game just crashed. I was like, okay, cool, thanks. So way to end the race.
We just broke $9,100. Woo! Hype!
Okay, I'll go slow here intentionally to not have the cutscenes over that. There we go. I can accelerate. So, the specific trick I was talking about is that we let our first 2 carts derail, then we do the rear wheel drift, and we lose all carts again, similar to what we did in the second race, which will assist us later on.
This is the only useful thing.
The only stage where this is actually beneficial, really.
Yeah.
This stage, it revolves around Natsuki Motegi, which is Takumi's girlfriend, being kidnapped. So you're driving as Takumi in this one. And Natsuki is being kidnapped, and it's snowing, obviously, as you can tell with my headphones. And we are now on our way to rescue her as fast as possible. Usually there's an option that's turned on by default which has fog in here, which makes everything super difficult to see. Horrible for a normal person to play this stage. Quite acceptable if you only have one card, because you don't need to pay attention to track splits or like tracks just going wide and your card just going was against self-propelled. So we could just stay on our track for this entire time and use the acceleration and brake glitch, because as I mentioned previously, it works if you have less than 4 cards, like less than 7 cards. I think it's the 8th or 7th card that is messing with it and slows you down to 80. But yeah, that's basically that.
And again, jumping trains.
Yeah. If you want to read the donation, feel free to now, because basically the explanation for this is pretty much done.
Sure. We have $10 from Red Queen Running 107. Please reboot RIL. They are slow on bot command. All right, hold on. Let me find the reset button.
Okay, you reset. I'll quickly talk about one more thing. Sorry?
Oh, I think we reset RIL.
So, what Iketani told us just now was that we need to reverse in 2 stations because they're closed off. So what we need to do is then drop down to 0 speed, like 0 kilometers an hour. 0 speed, yes, units.
Let's go.
Which the first one's coming up is like indicated by the yellow light here, and then there's a red light here. So I'll brake a bit later to be able to hopefully land in the trigger. And then we're being turned around, at which point we just accelerate again with our handy trick. Alright, now we're off. So the old trick was to derail everything past our first card in that station, but that was a bit inconsistent and sometimes gave us a, or me rather, since I'm the only runner of this game as of now, gave me a self-propelled in some cases, so it wasn't really marathon safe. So I'm super happy I found this strat to consistently get that done. Also, there's a pillar here, which we need to go back to our lane, otherwise, before going there, we can't multi-track into that, otherwise it's self-propelled again. Yeah, this game has some tricks up its sleeve.
Definitely. So this game is very story-based, story-driven, and since we can't translate it, we can't talk much about the story that is actually happening in the den, because Densha DD also has their own kind of stories. They bring in their own flavors in there. For example, in Lightning Stage with some fan story, or some actual kidnapping with police hunting them down and stuff, and probably happens here as well, but since we haven't translated it yet, we don't know what actually happens. So we mainly focus on gameplay commentary-wise. So if anyone is interested in translating the game in their free time, hit us up. The international people would love it.
Oh, I don't know really what's going on, but she just told him he sucks.
Oh, nice!
Okay, good to know. As I said, we don't really know what's going on either, because we sadly can't read Japanese.
I think some of it is like some weird other language. I was trying really hard to understand.
But yeah, what I'm doing right now is use that acceleration and brake glitch to keep my speed at around 160. Since we can't multi-track in here, obviously, as indicated by the pillars on the left. If you look out your left window, you can see pillars. No, but that's why we needed to have only one card here, or like less than 7 or 8. 7 or 6-ish.
Yeah, what normally happens if, for example, the fourth card derails, every card behind that is also derailing.
Yeah.
The only game I really noticed that is not the case is Burning Stage. It can happen that in Burning Stage, if, for example, you lose the 3rd and the 7th card, that the other ones are still working. And they also, like, multi-track drift if you want them to. It's, like, super weird. That's how trains works. There's a card missing, they just follow the others on the same, like, distance.
This is a very good song. I really like this one. The one coming up is probably gonna mute the VOD though. Or at least the video on YouTube. Definitely did mute the world record on YouTube for me. Alright, so another turnaround, more cutscenes. Trains being modified.
Yeah, on the spot. Let's go.
Lots of katakana sound effects here.
This song is also really good. So what we have to do here is immediately get to the right lane. Because as you can see on the left, there are red lights, which we don't want to drive to, otherwise we would need to do all of this again.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
It's slow. Since we're in a speed run.
Really beneficial.
We may be speedrunning, but we still abide by the traffic laws for trains. Don't run your red lights, people.
Even with a car, don't run. With a car, don't run over a red light. That's bad. Drive safe. Don't try this at home.
Oh. Yeah. Gas brake glitch. Okay. Put that R sticker on the train, give it 5 more horsepower. Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
But yeah, this trick is super beneficial to all of these turns. Because as you can see, most of the time we can multi-track. And we would need to slow down otherwise. And slowing down is not good for a speedrun. You say it's a speedrun despite the fact that you're obviously going slow. No. I shouldn't cross-reference some memes.
Sometimes
bad practice. I'm sorry. Don't train this at home.
Yeah, I read that.
You guys are getting off track with your comments.
Yeah. I'm glad that this is not a train wreck right now.
But it kinda is. Kinda is. After
yeah.
that,
you messed up one stage.
Don't make me station more mods.
Sometimes I wish Deutsche Bahn would be faster than this.
No.
They're always late, by the way. It's German train company.
This one is pretty long. It seems that I should have just went with skipping that previous stage after messing it up. This will bring me a bit over estimate. Though I think... maybe? No, I think there's still 2 minutes. Oh wait, 2 minutes should be fine. Okay.
You looked up the controller for the game? You probably looked up the controller for Densha to Go. Since you can play this actually with the controller that you just looked up, or just with the keyboard, or with a controller. Doesn't really matter.
Oh, okay. Forgot about that track split there. Could have ended bad. Really bad.
We have trains in America. I've actually ridden on one, and I have several trains go by daily.
There are trains in America? Wow.
There are trains in America. There are some you can even ride that don't just carry cargo.
The Deutsche Bahn is the 7 train cars left behind. Thank you for traveling with the Deutsche Bahn.
When is the next voice line coming up again?
I don't know.
2 minutes. Less than that. Can't remember at which part, like, was getting close to the other train. Maybe. If everyone in chat believes, everyone watching, this might still be sub-estimate.
I hope so. Otherwise, you're an actual German.
Wow.
Always
You
late.
just said that.
Whoa.
It's true, but... okay. That's one of the voice lines that's close. Okay.
So just a reminder for everyone watching, you're watching Power Up with Pride 2019 here on Twitch. We are currently taking donations for the Trevor Project, which is a leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. You can check them out at www.thetrevorproject.org to access their services and find out more about their impact or to donate. Or you could donate straight to us. We have some incentives coming up. If you're enjoying the anime in this game, definitely keep donating for Cybernator to be in the Japan. However, if you've had enough of anime, you can always donate to play the US version of Cybernator, which apparently doesn't have the US version doesn't have anime portraits, so there's that. Thank you everyone so much for all of your donations up until this point.
I just noticed. You guys aren't using the Deutsche Bahn timer.
Why is he sitting on her?
I don't know.
Yeah. She's like...
Right. So we have 2 options that you can quickly, quote-unquote, vote on. Either I hit the train and we get, like, roughly a minute of slowdown, or we follow him and then stop right in front of him, which is also going to be like a minute. What do you guys want?
Takes a while.
I forgot about the 10-second delay. Hit the train. Okay.
Crash. Everyone wants to crash. Let's go.
There you go. Sadly, this doesn't stop the slowdown cutscene. It's like super slow motion because we were still in that slow-mo state. But that's pretty much time at this point. Like the actual timer, the auto-split timer ends at after, or like once the actual cutscene comes up, the cutscene panels. But might as well just, you know.
That's the wrong game.
What?
Suddenly, Cybernator.
Yeah, we just got teleported in a different dimension and it's a different game now.
I hit his train so hard we teleported into another game. Multi-track drifting is one hell of a drug. Don't do it, kids, please. It's still the wrong game. But yeah, we're looking at this slow-mo train, trying to slow down.
It's back up.
Back up, nice.
Yeah. Multi-console drifting.
Heck yeah.
Multi-console drifting.
Welcome back to Super Slow-Mo Train. 64. No, wait. Yeah, this cutscene is... Oh, there you go. That's time. This is actually where the auto splitter has its time. Keeping out the locations is always fun.
Giant saw blades.
GG.
Yeah, was a fun run, except for the audio issues, mostly.
Yeah.
Densha the D. Come.
Yeah.
The big thing basically says Finn.
If you want to get your hand on the game, visit densha.org. You can get it there easily now. Or you can go to some Japanese website that I can't read. You can get it there as well.
Yeah, so that pretty much concludes the Densha DD Climax stage run. I'd like to thank Power Up Pride for having me, having Yugachi as well for co-commentating, and as Kay already mentioned, donate to the stream for the Trevor Project. Really good initiative. And let me see, what was next? Cybernator. I wish you guys a lot of fun during Cybernator, which is the next run that we already had a glimpse at for a split second. No, wait, that was the spin-off Densha game, right? My bad.
Yes.
Right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much.
Bye.